What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 here in the autumn season of series number 4. Today we're driving around in our Caterham R500 that we unlocked in the last video by doing the trial event here in the autumn season. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. But today we're going to be jumping into the one of the seasonal championships to go ahead and get those kicked off. So okay, so we're going to start out with the Home Street Home seasonal championship here. And you can see the car restriction, car restriction is Country Rivals Street Racing B700. So like I said in the last video, I've just started going in here to the eligible cars, and I've made 3 of the cars out of here just because I don't want to have to redo stuff and waste a lot of time like I did last week. So you can see we get the 2018 Honda Civic, which I believe is going to be the Type R as a reward, which is a really cool reward for the championship. So let's go ahead and take a look over here and we'll jump over there. I'll jump into the first car, give you guys an introduction to it, and then we'll get started. Alright, so here is the first car. Up on the screen you'll see a screenshot with some of the details on the tune. So don't know if many of you are aware, but if a tuner does update or delete a tune, obviously the share code is going to change. So whenever a tuner, I always record these videos first day, so there's a chance that the tuner may see a better option for a setup and update the tune. What that does is it actually changes the share code, which is really unfortunate, but it does. So what I've started including on these screenshots is you'll have the share code for the tune, you'll have the tuner's name, and you'll have what the name of the tune is that I'm using. So that way, if you can't find it from the share code, you can look up the tuner's name and the name of the tune to help find that. So you'll also see the drivetrain, which most of all of the cars that I use will be all-wheel drive unless there is a restriction against that. And then you'll see the tire type that is on the car. So let's go ahead and jump into this championship here in this Lamborghini Miura, which we did unlock in the last season. A lot of these seasonal challenges seem like they've got, cars that you can use that you've unlocked last season. So be curious to see if that is going to be a continuing trend as we go through the next 2 seasons, if we'll be able to use the cars that we're unlocking now. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what races they have on this championship and get started. Alright, and so this is a street championship, so they should all be circuit or sprint races, which is nice. Alright, here we go with Costa Rocosa, I think. Street race. And let's go get it. So I think the Lamborghini Miura is one of my favorite Lamborghinis. I think it is just such a timeless looking car. Like, it would be really cool to see them try to remake this like they are the Countach. Just to see, what kind of design elements they would pull from it, because the Countach, the newer Countach, or I don't know if it was a concept or what, but it looked pretty close to a Countach. So I would love to be able to see, what they could make out of a redesigned or a concept Miura. But maybe one day we'll see that. Nonetheless, we are up into first, even before we get through a quarter of the race. So I will say that this thing has a little bit of understeer. It's not terrible once you get a hang of how to control it. Something else I should note is you do not have to use 3 different vehicles like I'm going to in this championship. You can use 1 car for all 3 of the races. I use 3 just to provide some extra content for you guys, so you guys can see different options of what can be used and the different tunes that can be used. So if you don't have the Miura, don't worry about it. You can check out one of the other 2 cars and try those. So about halfway through the race now though, and we are looking pretty up here in first place. What I'm gonna do is I may just pull down the vocals and let you guys listen to this car. I think it's got an engine swap in it, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll let you listen to the car for the remainder of the race, and I'll see you guys as we get closer to the finish line. Alright, here we go. Coming up on the finish line now. Let me know what you guys think about that. I've been trying to like keep the video somewhat short, but if you guys would rather have, you know, just the audio, you know, obviously that would be a lot to talk through. But if you want the audio pulled down and just to listen to the car and see the track, definitely let me know in the comments below. Or if you'd rather just have me, you know, cut the video up to where it's as short as it may be able to be, definitely let me know. But there we go. We got 20 points on the first race. Something about these seasonal championships is you do not have to come in first on all 3 of these races. You just have to be in first at the end of the 3 races in points. So you can see I got 20 points for coming in first. So if I hit continue, that shows the championship leaderboard, and this is where you need to be in first place at the end of the 3 races. So I'll show you a little bit better after we get done with the next race, but we'll go ahead and jump into that, jump into our next car, and I'll introduce you to that. Alright, so this is our next car we're going to be using. This is the 2005 BMW M3. So up on the screen now will be the share code for the tune, the tuner's name, and the name of the tune, along with, you know, the transmission type and what kind of tires we're rocking, which is street tires in this case. But this one's probably the one that looks the most street race-ish. Oh man, that was a mouthful. But we'll jump into this and jump into the Granjas de Palapa. Something like that. Another street race. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Granjas de Tapalapa. Something to note too with these tunes. Sometimes if you have a car already tuned to something, whether it be higher or lower, I think I've noticed it more when it's higher tuned. Like this one, I had it in S2 class, and when I threw the tune on it that's on it, it actually put it at 701, which made it A class. So what you can do in that case is if you just put the tune on it once more, like go back in, you know, search for the tune, throw it back on it, it'll put it back in B class or whatever the class it should be. So that is something that I have noticed. It's a weird bug, but if you do run into that, that is an easy fix. Just throw the tune on it again, and it should put it in the right class after that. Well, let's see what we can do here in our BMW. This thing's definitely a little bit slower. It feels really good though. It's definitely got the grip to go around these turns flat. So, not this one though. We're gonna have to brake for that one. Little drifting action there, but up into first. So looking good. This is probably, I would suggest this over the Miura, honestly, just because it feels like it handles a ton better. It doesn't have that understeer that the Miura did. Again, the Miura is a good option, but this one's probably more susceptible to beginners. That was a little understeery there, but that was a pretty fast speed to take that turn at. But this is probably where I would go. I think it may be the cheapest option that I use. Maybe not. I think the next car is actually going to be the cheapest. But this one feels really good. So definitely can make that suggestion. So what I'll do is I'll just, again, turn down the vocal volume and let you guys listen to the car and just be able to see the track. Now we do just have a few more turns left on this race, so we're looking good in the neighborhood. And I see the pink smoke, and we've got quite a good lead on the drive-avatars as well, so very good. Good job, M3. And as you can see, we do get 20 more points. If I hit continue, you can see we're up to 40 in total, with second place being at 28. So again, you don't have to come in first on all 3 of the races. You just have to make sure you're in first place in points at the end. So let's go ahead and jump into our next car, our final car, and into that last race. Okay, and our last car that we're going to be using is the 2009 Ford Focus RS. The share code for the tune, along with the tuner's name, and the name of the tune will be up on the screen now if you want to check it out. But we're going to jump into this last street race at Cruz de Valle. Alright, here we go. Again, don't judge my pronunciation of that. I'm not 100% sure if that's how you pronounce it. I can 100% assure you that it probably isn't, though. Here we go into the last race in our Ford Focus. Let's see what this thing can do. Got a really sick livery up on it. Makes it 100 times faster, right? Plus 10 horsepower for every sticker. So, let's go get it. Really not much faster than the cars ahead of us. We'll more so get them through the turns, I'd imagine. That's usually where I get all of my, or make up for all the gaps. Okay, it's got a little bit understeer, but hit on the gas and it kind of turns into it, so that's good. Feels good so far through one turn, is all I can say though. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you just kind of learn how to drive these as you use them, so again, you don't have to use all 3. You don't have to use 3 different cars. I just do that for the sake of providing some extra content for you guys, so you'll be able to use use one car through all 3 races and kind of have a feel of it by the time you get, through the 3rd race. So, but yeah, we're up in the first, through about 35%. So again, I'm gonna turn down the vocals, and I'll talk to you guys here in a second as we get towards the end of the race. And there's the finish line, and the Drivatars are way back behind us. I mean, that's at least a 10-second lead, right? Let's check it out and see. No, not quite 10 seconds. Get him at 7, though. We'll take that. So, 20 more points. That gives us 60 in total on the championship. So, hitting next, this will take us to the race podium. And then if I hit continue, there's our Civic Type R for the championship. Alright, there we go. So that is the Home Street Home Seasonal Championship here in the autumn season of Series number 4. I hope you guys did enjoy the video or found it helpful. Definitely an easy and good way to get a Type R if you don't have one already. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Definitely get subscribed if you want to stay tuned for future Forza Horizon 5 content just like this. Starting today, I will be posting the rest of the festival playlist, so if you want to stay tuned for that, definitely hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.